So, officially welcome everyone for tonight's tasting with Anchor Whiskey. It's been a minute, I think, since we've tasted some bottlings from Anchor, but the selection just gets better and better and more impressive with each virtual we do. And I think these are some of the oldest ones that we've tried from you as well. But very excited to be joined tonight by the man behind the Anchor IB label, Raphael Lan. Raf also imports and distributes a number of really cool other IB labels like Archives, Club Ching, and some other ones that cannot remember off the top of
Lucky
my
choice.
Lucky Choice. That was it. I had it in my head. And a couple bottles I think as well through the
Yeah,
older
Saburo Maru.
lines. Saburumara, yes. I think our first ever tasting with you was for Saburumara, so it's been great for us at the Whisky List working with Raf and collaborating on some Aussie exclusive releases as well, including one on the tasting tonight that I will be
Yeah.
trying for the first time. But before I get ahead of myself, usual housekeeping mandatory have to go over. Full housekeeping video is always shared in the Zoom link email. Don't drink and drive is really the most important point. It's always up on our YouTube channel along with recordings of our virtuals, including this one. So please pop your tasting notes and questions in the chat. Those are my favorite parts to read out and my favorite parts to read. And I'll go through the tasting order quickly for people watching on replay. Whiskey number one is the 1998 Glenrothes 26-year-old. Number two is the TWL exclusive 1997 Inchgower 27. Super excited. Whiskey number three is the 1994 Old Rhosdhu 31-year-old. Whiskey number four is the Grey Abstract Series 2010 Speyside 14-year-old. Whiskey number five is the Grey Abstract Tamnavulin 12-year-old. And whiskey number six is the Grey Abstract Royal Brackla 13-year-old. And so I won't hold us up too much longer in classic me fashion. We're starting with the three oldest on the tasting. So let's get cracking into the Glenrothes, and I'll hand it over to Raf to give us a quick little background on how Anchor got started.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's happy to be here again, and with Emma, it's always nice to meet everyone online. Yeah, we know, yeah, we are based in Melbourne, and lots of our whiskey fans, whiskey friends based in Sydney and also Brisbane. And also, it's good. We will fly to Brisbane next weekend for the first time. I think it's the first time Top Shelf show in Brisbane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
our
is.
first
Yes.
year in Brisbane. I think when we had it in Sydney, we were like, we absolutely have to take this somewhere sunnier and warmer, closer to the end of the
Yeah.
year.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just a short message about Anchor. Yeah, we are Australian independent bottler. So we found it like 2 years ago. Our vision is just brings good stuff from all over the world to Australia. And also the thing is, we love whiskey, and we always think whiskey is never. We don't have a bad whiskey at all. All the whiskey should be suitable for some people. Yeah, that's what we are doing. We have our passion for whiskey. It's not for a short period. I think for rest of our life. Okay, all right. And okay, let's start. As Emma mentioned, the first one is the 1998 Glenrothes, 26 years old. Actually, this the first two we had sent the sample to Oli. No, he has tasted both samples at the very beginning. I think at the very beginning the idea is we want to do twin bottles uh, for for like basically is even some nice anniversary or something like that. But at the end, Oli picked the Inchgower 27th. And last night also we had two interesting in two interest party. They want to they want to bottle their own bottles. So we let them to try. yeah, the feedback is they are not so. Uh, they said that one when you drink it, it's not that a wow whiskey. For me it is it's not it's not a wild whiskey. It's kind of like a whiskey, very balanced. That's why today when Emma asked me, the with the tasting order, I said, oh, this one is good to be the first because it's very smooth. When you drink it, it's just like typical Glenrothes and from the 1998, and is 26 years old. Is not that old, is not that young. It's just in between. And I think it, as I talked with the people last night, I said, okay, sometimes people are looking for something like very very sharp, like a very firm, very strong. But sometimes people want to have something very smooth. It's kind of like, okay, when you nowadays a lot of people are looking up. We need to have a whiskey very juicy, very fruity, and like a very flora. But to be honest, all the every whiskey distillery, they should have their own character. And also, when I drink whiskey, I would like to try everything, and I'm not say, oh, same thing. We will explain why we bought all the Tamnavulin. So yeah, that's the reason. So for the first one, I think it's very good as like a beginning bottle. So yeah, hope everyone enjoy this one. It's a super balance. It's not the finish is it's a little bit short, but still like you can feel a, a little bit of char smile as char tasting. Yeah, it's a, like for me it's a typical Glenrothes. We can see from the whiskey base some of the Glenrothes 20, I think 25, 30 years old, they won't get a very high score. For me, I understand a little bit is it's not that a wild whiskey. It's just like a whiskey people used to drink. If I bring that whiskey to a dinner to share with our customer, or sorry, with our friends, I think is good. We can drink, we can maybe finish the bottle for that night. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely think, and for me, I love old blended whiskies, and it definitely gives me that kind of old school whiskeys, like Speyside style. I think someone, Leo, picked it up chalky. I definitely feel that kind of chalky mineralic content to it, which is really cool. Yeah, palate is very balanced, difficult to pick specific nose. Michael says quite fresh and fruity. Yeah, I was getting a bit of like mandarin or like grapefruit kind of peel to it. Um, yeah, definite char on the back of the palate to the finish. Very different to the nose. And Howard has a great question, which is what was the casking? Was this full maturation in refill, Hoxton?
Yeah, it's actually is in refill sherry hogshead. Yes,
Like probably like third fill, something
I
like
think
that.
it's
Because I'm
refill.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Because yeah, it's and I was sort of thinking about this when I was putting together the lineup. I instantly had a question come to mind and I wrote it down and this is actually probably one of the older Glenrothes indie bottlings I've seen in a while. Typically nowadays we get tend to get them in that like younger 10 to 14-year-old
Yes,
mark. I think the
yes,
oldest one I saw was a bottling for a Japanese whiskey festival. That was like a 24-year-old Glen.
yes.
Oh no, that was a Glen Talker, sorry. An 18-year-old, maybe for a festival. And for those in the crowd who don't know, Glenrothes has been pulled from the Australian market, as far as I'm aware. They're no longer importing whatever is out and about of the core range.
Yes.
Glenrothes in Australia is it. So, um, yeah, I'm curious, like how, I mean, hey, are you seeing quite a few of these age statement Glenrothes barrels out there as an indie bottler?
I think last time we had the one from Michael Wigman. That's the one I
Mm,
think is also 26 years old, but his one I think it should be like a bourbon cask. It's not yeah, I can't remember. Maybe it's not like a sherry cask,
that one was
but his
different.
one is like maybe more powerful. So yeah, it's built another like experience for this vintage Glenrothes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see. I think, yeah, definitely a great starter whiskey. It's I know what you mean. It's not like it's not wow. It's not a I'm not gonna write a thesis on this whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just there and I'm enjoying it. Like,
Yes.
I don't have to think too hard about it. Which I often like
Yeah,
in a
because
whiskey.
ABV I think is a 52.2. You won't feel it. I think for me it's like maybe only 46, something like that. It's a super smooth.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we might move from, I'm curious to kind of see as well how this one progresses. We might move on to whiskey number two, the
Yeah.
TWL exclusive. Now I'm a massive fan of Inchgower, so the fact that nobody in the company told me about this bottling, I'm very upset. This
No, it's a,
tasting was
it's a
the
it's a
first time.
surprise for you. No, it's a
It
surprise for you.
is. It is. Yeah, it's such a, and I'm curious to see because I typically have it in like full maturation sherry cask as well. So I'm really curious to see how this one goes down. But how did this bottle come around?
Yeah, I think to be honest, when the first time we tasted these two, at the very beginning, the smell and the taste is a little bit similar, to be honest. But at the end, this one is just a jump out. And also the time I when I talked to Ollie, Inchgower is a distillery in Speyside, right? And the distillery is just near the sea, so it's good when maybe you guys when you taste is you can Ollie said is there a little bit hint of a Bormo taste, so a little bit of peat at the end. It's very interesting. So that's one I'm looking for. Why there is a maybe little bit of peat and like sea flavor is because the distillery is close to the sea. And for this one, it's also it's a very famous Inchgower. I think the cask strain is from their distillery. It's an OB bottle. It's not an IB bottle, and it's very rare to find that over 25 years old of Inchgower in independent bottling. So for this one, is just yeah, as Liu mentioned, this is a wow whiskey. So when you first taste, it's just give your mouth is a hint, and then after that is a smooth and a little bit long finish. And it's true when you taste a little bit slowly, you will find that yeah. If Ollie don't mention to me, I just found oh it's something special at the end. But he told me oh this is like a one old Bomo tasting. I said oh that's it. That's the answer.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've had an old Bamor, but for me, like I don't get it as peat. I get it as this saltiness.
Yeah,
Like it's definitely a little bit salty on the finish, but I so some of the guys in the chat might know, I have this kind of like flavor wheel of what distillery characteristics I typically find and expect.
yeah,
And for me, Inchgower has always tasted like strawberries.
yeah,
It comes in strawberries in many flavors, freeze-dried strawberries, fresh strawberries. This is closer to like a fresh, underripe strawberry. It's that like big vitamin C kind of fruity sweetness, but with like that little bit of acidity to it. Yeah, Leo's getting, I assume you are getting salty briny notes from that. Yeah. Um, Definitely. For me, it's that like the white part of a strawberry, that kind of like um acidic kind of vibe. I would mix this with champagne. That would maybe. Don't threaten me with a good time. Um, but yeah, I always tend to get this like vibrant strawberry tone from Inchgower, and I definitely do get it on this, much more on the like the nose to mid palate, that kind of sweetness of just smelling a fresh strawberry. But it's so cool. I kind of understand what Ollie was, talking about with that Bamor vibe, but I think it's less tropical, it's more citrus fruits for me, and
yeah.
chime in the comments of if you're getting that citrus versus tropical kind of tone to this. But yeah, it's super cool. So you brought both of these samples to Ollie, and the Glenrothes that we just
Yeah,
had before and this
for me,
one.
I feel the reason he only picked up this one, the reason is okay. If you put two samples in front of him, definitely this one is a little bit less him. He feel is better, little bit better than Glenrothes, right? But if you only give him a Glenrothes, maybe he will pick the Glenrothes. That's always when people drink different whiskey at the same time, they will feel, oh, which one they will guess one is their favorite.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing in loving whiskey is that there's so much choice. You're almost like paralyzed
That's
by
true.
it.
That's true. Yeah.
And there's so many great whiskeys out there. I think it's kind of hard to be like, well, this one is better than all others or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
But I completely understand why Ollie went for this one. It is brighter. It is more vibrant for sure. Howard's getting notes of oiliness, like a Springbank. Yeah, I definitely kind of get that like that grapeseed, jelly beany, kind of oily. It sticks on the palate as well. I think the Glenrothes definitely had that shorter finish, which is nice. It makes you thirsty for more. But yeah, this has that like oily tongue coating
That's
um,
true. That's
kind
true.
of
I
vibe to
agree.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. But the Glenrothes for me is more clear. I mean, like very smooth, very clear. When you compare with these two, yeah, Howard's is correct. Yes,
Yeah.
this one is more oily. Yes.
Yeah. 100%. No, super, super good. And yeah, you're right. You don't see Inchgower that old in, or just really ever, I think.
Oh, I
This
think
might be
we
the,
have seen some like 25 inch gore, but 27 even. Yeah, this kind of age. I think the reason when we pick up this one, we just search online. We say, oh, this inch there, is there like inch gore 27 years cask strain, and it comes out is that OB bottle, and also we tried that OB bottle. We feel okay. That one is a little bit different with this one. Their one is more clear, and is our one is like a more, as you said, is more citron and more salty than that one. So it's probably a little bit different.
yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, I think as well, because Inchgower is one of the Diageo distilleries, isn't it?
Uh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they also have a flora and fauna release as well. That might be me mixing up my eye distilleries, but um, yeah, super, yeah, super cool to have that like kind of comparison. It makes me want to get my hands on the OB Inchgower to kind of really compare the
Yeah, it
notes.
belongs to Diageo. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because yeah, I think they have like a 12-year-old in the flora and fauna series, which is yeah, typically the age around which I've tried Inchgower, which is fantastic. Um, Leo says it's one of the more interesting whiskeys he's tried this year.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it tickles the brain. It definitely tickles the brain. Michael's getting definite strawberry notes, bit jammy, not getting any peat smoke either, just super jammy. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm getting that salty coastal on the end, but it's just really light. It's not dominant at all, but yeah. Well, was I'm glad Ollie made good choices. I'll give him a pat on
Yeah,
the back for
very
this
good,
one.
very good choice. Yeah, very good choice.
I can tell you now, most of the time, the rest of the crew up in Sydney get samples for when they're picking an exclusive, and I don't even get a look in. So
Okay, all
I
right.
find out and I get to try them with you guys at the tastings, and then I either call them later and be like, "Why would you pick that?" In cases like this, for the most part, which is what happens. I'm like, "This is great. Where's my bottle?"
You live in the wrong city.
I do live in the wrong city, but it is the best city, even though it is currently storming, um,
Outside.
and making an absolute uh, crash and bang outside. But We might move on to
Third
whiskey
one?
number three. Now, this one Old Rhosdhu is a Loch Lomond, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yes,
There's like 600 different bloody types of whiskey out of Loch Lomond with
that's
like
true.
different.
That's
I think
true.
it's technically only 13, but it feels like I find out about a new one every single year. This is really cool. So is this is bottling is by the Maltman, is it?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
They bottle this, but we design our label and we join bottle with the Edison Whiskey Bar and also our friend Yuye. So I think Yuye told me he might join us, but I think the reason we bottle this one, the main reason is old vintage, is over 30 years old, and is a good value. The price is super good. Of course, another way is the whiskey itself is kind of like old sherry. Last night we also talked. You asked me, it is just finished in a sherry cask or is matured in like a full process in a sherry cask. I said it's a full process mature in a sherry cask. So that's why this one, after 31 years old, you don't feel that oil is that woody. It's kind of for me as the very beginning when we try the sample, I feel okay. It's kind of very not so oily and so sweety. It's kind of like very clear sherry for me. And when we try the whole bottle, after bottle we open, the first smiling, the first notes for me is a little bit green apple. I'm not sure like you guys have that. It just depends on that day. Maybe it depends on the mood, depends on everything. And when I smell, I say, oh, it's kind of like a green apple thing. And after that is when we taste, because sometimes when we buy the whole bottle, the top part, the middle part, and the end is always different, right? And also for me is we when we try to do some independent bottling for Australian market, we feel here people more prefer bourbon cask because it can show the liquor itself the natural tasting. The sherry cask, if it's too sherry, I mean it's too heavy sherry, it will be covered dominate that the liquor itself is too vanillary. So when we bottled this, the sherry cask is kind of we want to find that balance as well. So it's sweet, but it's not super sweet, and also it's a kind of little bit floral tasting. That's the reason we join bottle this, and also is a very good experience to join three party join together to bottle this to to join bottle this cask as well. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm getting a little bit of that floral, but it's like very perfumey, like that ambergris, like you're walking into a perfumery's like
Yep.
workshop type thing, but it's
Yep.
not overwhelming at the same time. Um, yeah, Leo's definitely getting dry notes as if it had been finished in a red wine cask, quite meaty, savory, and dry. Yeah.
Yep.
It's it's definitely that. It gave me a little bit of that leathery, like old leather bags type vibe to it as well, which is super, super cool. Howard just says yum. Best tasting note. Uh, but yeah, it's so is has anyone in the chat heard of the Maltman indie bottler before? Oh, few knows. Yes. Raf, did you want to tell us a little bit about the Maltman? I know very little about them. They had a PX matured Deanston a couple of years ago that I absolutely loved. But from my understanding, they're a Japanese indie bottler.
Yeah, I think. Oh, no, it's not an independent bottler. Actually, the Mortman, they also behind that one, they also have like a bottling hall in Glasgow. So they are not independent bottling. They do have their own brand, but at the back they also have a they are doing the service to help the people to bottle their cask. And also I think their famous one is like a cigar malt or something like that. You always find some very good sherry cask to mature this all the whiskey and the bottle. And their character is more like, okay, want to bottle that whiskey to very suitable to pair with some cigar.
Hmm, okay, cool. Yeah, I knew they'd bottled some whiskeys and everything I've seen from them is like practically black. Like it is
Yes, yes, that's true. That's
so
true.
sherried. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that makes a little bit more sense. But cool that they've kind of, dipped into the having the bottling facilities as well. There's actually not that many of them, and most companies in Scotland use like three or four different bottling plants, which is
yes.
crazy. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and also for this Old Rhosdhu, another reason we picked it this one is since last year we early this year we had the Strathmere 36 years old. We feel it's always good at this stage because market is not so good. It's always too easy to find something over 30 years old with good value, good price. Is a good to try something different. Not with that big brand. If this is like Clonenish 31 years old or Ben Nevis 31 years old, it's gonna be like a fortune. It's like a double price already. But this one is just we don't talk about like 600, 700, 800. It's only like around 500, 600 something like that. It's super good. I mean, even for the moving forward, we will find some good cask or over 30 years old, but maybe it's not a big brand, big name, but it's a super tasting. That's our goal. We want to find something good with a good value, good price to give to our whiskey fans.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, with it nowadays, like, 'cause speaking of Cleanleash, I think the special releases that Diageo puts out are like 400, $500 for like 14-year-old Cleanleash, but at cask strength, when you could buy regular 14-year-old, which tastes amazing.
Yeah.
So I shudder to think what they would price a 30-year-old Cleanleash at, particularly after I saw that no age statement Mortlock going for like £400, and I nearly cried. I was like, "What have you done?" Howard's, magic question, what's the price? I believe this collab bottling hits around 520,
Yes.
530,
Yeah. Yeah.
something around there.
520, I think. Yeah. 520 or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I
Very
mean,
good price, to be honest.
for 31-year-old Loch Lomond, it's crazy impressive. And I think as well it comes down to the fact that people don't know what Old Rhosdhu is. They don't know what Loch Lomond is half the time, even though they're making incredible spirits. So, really, really cool. We
Yeah,
might move
because the new, I think the new Loch Lomond is more like we call it in China we call it commercial whiskey. Like you know, people just want to use this to sell. It's not like I want to do the real good whiskey. That's why people when they heard that name, they feel oh maybe the quality is not so good.
yeah, I feel like it's one of those things you see Loch Lomond every now and then out in the wild, and there's a lot of like golf bottlings. They do a lot of golf like release stuff. They do,
Yeah, they
yeah,
sponsor some. I think Golf Open in
yeah.
Scotland. Yes.
Mm. Which is weird because they're on the opposite side to St. Andrews. Like they're literally on the other coast of Scotland, in the Trossachs. But yeah, it's really kind of interesting to see how, like, I don't know anyone who's bought a bottle of Obi Loch Lomond from the shops. I've never bought a, I don't think I've even tasted one outside of Inchmoor almost 10 years ago. So yeah, I feel like it gets the same kind of love and attention that Glenmurray does on the shop shelf. Um, and it just hides a really good spirit that should otherwise be flourishing. So yeah, it's interesting how perception changes. But we might move on to from one Highland whiskey to one Speyside whiskey. Now, is this a secret Speyside whiskey number 4, or is this Speyside distillery?
Yeah, this one. When we before we start this one, I want to mention this is a kind of a theory. This we call it, the label. I'm not sure. Oh, Emma, you don't have. I don't.
Yes, I do have it. Give me one sec.
Yeah. Okay.
There we are. Is that showing?
Not yet.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, it's
All
just
right.
taking a minute.
This theory we call the green abstract. So gray abstract. So you can see it's only like a black and white color. Actually, we plan to release this theory in winter time, or in winter season. So it's kind of like black and white. It's kind of like a snow season. And we picked up some images from a website, but it's free for use. And we randomly to just make that label for different spirits. For this series, we have a total 7 bottles. This is the first batch release. We got 3 bottles whiskey, and the second one is will be another 2 whiskey plus two rum. So back to this first release, we have 3 whiskey. The first one is a Secret Speyside. Tonight we tried. Second one is Tamnavulin. Third one is Royal Brackla. So yeah, I think that when Emma showed me that tasting order, I said, hey, it's good because it's just close to that Old Rhosdhu. It's a sherry back sherry. So you guys can taste the different sherry from Highlands. From this one is from Speyside. Um, my friends, the master, like the whiskey master, they told me that is yeah. You guys can guess. You guys can guess what's a secret Speyside it is. Yeah, we got a lot of like a Speyside whiskey name.
Challenge for in the comments. Have a gander. I love that Glenn has joined us right in time for the whiskey that he was drinking Friday night before the show. So he's double dipping on this whiskey, but yeah, super cool. I mean, I feel like labels for whiskey, for wine, they're the same thing. Like if it's really pretty, it just it's going to be good. And I think that this Great Abstract series is beautiful and like a really cool way to not use color. Obviously, the color of the whiskey is the advertising on it. Um, I think the labels are absolutely beautiful, but yeah, really cool. I'm just looking in the chat as well. The Whiskey Club released a range of Loch Lomond single casts. Yes, they did. Have I tried any of them? No, I haven't got my hands on any. And Leo says the 18-year-old OB Loch Lomond is great value for money, but not as good value as nearby Deanston. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of like age statement, tasty whiskies for a good price. I'll typically always reach for Deanston. But yeah, this space I'm gonna take a guess. I feel like probably leaning towards the Glenfarclas side, perhaps, for this one. But I'd love to see in the comments what you guys think it might be. I can see the brain cells ticking over in Howard's face. Yeah. So I take it this is one that you do know or you're not allowed to tell us, or you don't know. Raf, are you just not allowed to tell us?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, they told me is the answer they told me is the Linkwood.
Yes, that's right. We were chatting about this at the
Yeah,
bar. You
yeah.
said it was Linkwood, and I think I told you that sounded like horse shit.
No, yeah. For me, I don't think the liquid. Yeah.
I think Linkwood is a lot orangier and a lot brighter, and it tends to be, I don't know, like revisiting it again now, maybe, but I still think it's a Glenfarclas. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
for me, I don't think it's a Glenfarclas because at the end is not that. I mean, the finish is not looks like. I mean, it's always good when we test in a secret website. Different people have a different answer, and at the end, I always ask, "You like it or you don't like it?" Yeah, if you like it, never mind. It's but sometimes it's good because yeah, people is too sweet. Yes, I think it is too sweet. Yes.
Just wait for Glenfarclas. That's fair. I do think though, for me, because Glenfarclas chill filters everything except the 105 range. So like I always have to compare it based off the 105. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my frame of reference. Yeah, Howard thinks I'm wrong as well, low on the sherry follow through. Okay, maybe. Fair enough. Um, but yeah, curious to kind of see how did you come across a barrel like this, Raf?
Yeah, I think this time is we had a chance to you know to have a very good relationship with a cask resource based in UK, and they have their very regular bottling every quarter. So this time they sent us what the bottle the sample to us. We feel it's very good to have this kind of thing. And also this series, you can feel the price is very reasonable. You know, we want to people have some experience because for the moment in the market you can have a lot of like a young age whiskey around like from 12 to 15. Some people always say the young whiskey always too young, like too hot, but sometimes it's hot, it's not. When you try this three, it's kind of like a little bit similar. The similar size is when you taste it's not that hot. It's have their own character, and also it's good you try the different distillery. I mean, sometimes even the name is not so big, but when you taste it, it's definitely give you another expression, and also you feel this kind of this distillery maybe you know they can product a very good thing. The same thing as the you know the next one the Tamnavulin. You know, a lot of people the first time Andy from 102, he said, "Oh, I don't want to use this bottle." I said, "Yeah, no problem, try it." And after he tried, he said, "Oh, we take this bottle." The reason is that people sometimes only think about the distillery itself because Tamavulin, yeah, the OB bottle is just like sometimes below average. People don't want to, you know, trust the cask stream, but the one we picked is sometimes has their own character. So that's why, same as I explained to the friends last night. I said, okay, this whole series, three whiskey, we had one sherry, one bourbon, two rum cask, uh, sorry, it's a two bourbon, one sherry, two rum cask, and two rum. So it's kind of when you guys you know put three bottles, or maybe you go to a bar, at least they open as a site. As a set, so when you try it, you will find it's very good. It's a young whiskey, but they have their own character. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting I don't know if anyone else is getting this, but like on the finish, I'm getting a lot of grape jelly, like that grape jelly jammy kind of thing. But the American one where it's like it doesn't really taste like grapes, it's just that fake grape flavor, which is my favorite. Um, yeah, we got some conflicting. Leo says it's too sweet for Glenlitigious, Glenfarclas, yeah. He was thinking Macallan, but dry enough on the finish. I've tried a lot of sweet jammy Macallan, so you might be onto something. Howard's guess is Ben Riach, definitely a main contender. Uh, and uh, Speyburn is another guess. Michael says not enough sherry for Glenfarclas, too jammy for Linkwood. I think berry fruit jam, yeah, it's definitely very jammy, but super drinkable. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't until I looked again at the ABV that I was like, oh wait, this is like just over 55% ABV, and it drinks so easily. That sweetness really holds it. And yeah, like Howard said, whatever it is, I like it, and I am
thank you so
in
much. Yes.
the same boat. I think it is just laughably good. Um, and yeah, definitely a great start for this great abstract series. We might move on to the next one. We were just talking about Tamnavulin, and yeah, I agree. I feel like Tamnavulin just doesn't have much of a brand name, a brand presence in Australia. I have a bottle which I should probably open and drink and share, that I got given at Whisky Live in London, which is their sherry cask one. And yeah, I feel like even in Scotland, even in the UK, it's sort of on the same kind of playing field as not e- not even a Glenfiddich. Kind of sits between a Glenmurray and a Glenfiddich in the supermarkets there. Yeah, it just doesn't get as much love. So I'm super curious to try this, super curious to hear what made you pick it, Graf.
Yeah, this one when we tried the sample, I said, okay, just try it. And after we try, it's kind of like you put something average, but you put in a different jar. You give you add on some more flavor. This kind of thing, I think, the people who choose that Tamawulan, they put in a ram cask to give like more flavor. I think it is just the best match with that tropical like a flavor to add on to give this like below average thing just go above average. So that's one. So when we try this tambulan, it's not like typical OB tambulan style. Is tambulan style as I think it's just give this tambulan a new life. So when you try it, because we have another ram cask is Okentashen. So it's the same thing. It's something like okay, is a very normal one, but you give some new flavor on it.
Mm, super cool. So, yeah, sorry, a rum cask?
Yeah,
Can you
a
share
rum
it on?
cask. Actually, this one is a ex TDL cask.
Oh, is that Long Pond? It's called
Not
that?
sure. I think
Shows how
is
much I know about rum. I'm allergic anyway. I can't drink rum. But yeah, this smells super like yeah, I'm definitely getting that vanilla, Howard, the vanilla on the nose, but it's like a vanilla slice, the ones where it's like a really
yes,
chunky,
yes.
thick custard of vanilla through the center, snot block, as we call it. It's got a lot of that on the nose. Um, yeah, Howard's had a number of Tamnavulins, always been disappointed. Leah says definitely a Glenmurray supermarket equivalent kind of thing. Yeah, and I was just double checking and looking it up because I was like, who owns it? White and Mackay. So I feel like it
Yes.
really flies under the radar because when you think of White and Mackay, it's Dalmore, it's Jura, it's Fettercan, Tamnavulin doesn't even get a look in at the kind of main three distilleries I think of when I think of the brand. So, and they don't experiment with it as much. Greg Glass, their master distiller, is doing a lot of experiments with Dalmore and Fettercan, but like nothing with Tamnavulin, which is really curious, really interesting. Mm,
Yeah,
it's
that's
definitely
why
got
I think it's very good to yeah. After this one, you guys we gonna try that Royal Bacala. So it's a kind of like little bit similar, but that one is like more strong, maybe vanilla or maybe creamy tasting. That's very funny one. Yes.
Yeah, this one's giving me like a lot of lemonade, like
Yeah,
Schweppes lemonade on the palate, like a little bit of frangipani, kind of tropical flowers, not tropical
that
fruits.
yeah, it's tropic. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like it's tropical style, but not that good that over mature thing. It's just
Mm.
give some flavor on it.
Mm. Yeah, super, super interesting. Um, yeah, and I feel like the rum funk really helps as well, with the kind of core profile. Do you know how long it was it fully matured in the rum cask or was it finished in the rum cask? Do you know?
Is a finishing a ram cask. I think
Okay.
only like 3 years finishing a ram cask. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Like it's really well balanced for 3 years. You'd think that a rum cask would overtake it a little bit more. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, it's I
However,
think it's always depends on like the cask itself. You never know. It's a cask for me. The cask is also has their life, right? When even you after you recharge or it depends on the previous liquor itself. It depends on a lot of things and how you treat it of this cask. And sometimes it's gonna the liquor itself is a suck more like flavor, more color is from this cask, but sometimes it's kind of like okay, it's just like you go into a room and you stay in that room for a while. Well, after you go out, so what does the room give to you? That's always the thing.
yeah, 100%.
A
I
whiskey.
feel like this one is going to be like even better with oxygen as well, because even like nosing my empty glass, it smells like coconut tanning lotion and just like it smells like wearing a bikini on a beach.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
true.
so tropical. I'm probably gonna take this sample up to Queensland with me and just drink it while I'm on the beach.
Yeah,
Um, because yeah, it's so so cool. Yeah, Michael's getting custard tarts with a hint of lemon curd for sure. Howard says it's a whiskey for mixing with Coke. Well, between the whiskey and the rum elements to it, it's like the trifecta. It's perfect for Queensland.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, the Tanavula in China, people drink with whiskey, with Coke. That's it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In China, uh, Tamnavulin is just around $40 Aussie dollar. So it's super cheap actually. So $40 is kind of like extra duty in Australia. So
Yeah, yeah.
everyone can
Tax
just put
alone.
one bottle and finish in one night because it's easy to drink and sometimes you can mix with the Coke. That's it.
Yeah, that's I like I think why not? You know, it's your whiskey, you pay for it. But yeah, I definitely this whiskey is making the gears turn in my head. It's like really cool. It is very much a sense of place whiskey. I can understand why Andy from one or two was like swayed by it because yeah, on the nose, on the palate, it definitely blows out of the water any of the Tamnavulins
Yeah.
I've had previously. So yeah, really, really cool. So the last whiskey as well on the tasting, the Royal Brackla, is this Royal Brackla rum cask as well, or what's the
No,
maturation on
actually,
that?
this one is a bourbon cask.
Bourbon cask, full maturation bourbon. So
Yeah.
you're kind of exploring the main three, I suppose, cherry, rum, and bourbon.
Yes, and for this one, it's a little bit a big surprise. When we picked up, we said, "Ah, Royal Buckler." And also, I think since 2 years ago, is a lot of people will found if you drink Royal Buckler, you'll find the new Royal Buckler, even I think 20 years old, 25 years old, is much better than the previous release. And also, yeah, that's why this year when we found this Royal Buckler, 13 years old, uh, when we tried, it's just this is like wow whiskey. This is another wild whiskey. So it's a good tasting order. We use this wild whiskey to end this virtual tasting. So it starts from smell. It's very like for me it's very creamy, like vanilla something like that. And after that is is going very good and very long finish. So that's gonna be like very very good young whiskey. For me, this top of these three.
Yeah, wow. I like the nose alone, it smells like, oh yeah, brown creaming soda
Yeah,
is a great
yeah,
cold Glen. I got white chocolate, like that
yes.
white baking chocolate as well, and like it smells like cake frosting, which is not something I think I've ever gotten in a whiskey, but it smells like a lovely vanilla cake frosting buttercream type thing. It's yeah, so cool, and it completely hides the smokiness until you hit the palate. And I think that's kind of the best thing about Royal Brackla. It's like, well, modern Royal Brackla particularly, it
Modern,
just
yes.
it sneaks up on you with the peat. I agree as well. I tried some of the early Royal Brackla. I think actually around the start of my bartending career, like aging myself, like 12 years ago. Um, and it was the regular 12-year-old, and I tried it and I was like, this is revolting. Why would I want to drink like someone had ash tobacco in my mouth? Um, I couldn't stand it. Um, but I enjoyed Doers, and I feel like with the revamps and the rebranding, um, they've really nailed down the juicy element of the whiskey. I think that yeah, it's Leo hit it on the nose. That sweet tropical fruits and like creamy bourbon bananas, vanilla ice
Yeah.
cream. Yeah. So, Howard, is this a rum finisher? Is this full maturation bourbon cask?
You know, it's yeah, it's bourbon cask. It's nothing with rum finish. Yes, it's a bourbon cask.
Yeah. Um, it's yeah, it's really pretty, and I feel like we don't see too much Royal Brackla OBs, like original bottlings nowadays in Australia. It tends to be like either the really old stuff or it's just Dewars. Um, so yeah, it's good that we're getting more independent bottlings out
Yes,
there in
I
the
think
market.
this one is we always call it like it's a niche. It's a niche distillery, but sometimes you always find like a pill in the in that market. I mean, it's always good.
Mm. And I feel like Breckla's one as well, where it does appeal to the people who are not big peat fans. It's still soft enough. I'm not sure what they peak to. I think it's only 35 ppm maybe. Um, but yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
for me is three of if I tried this the first batch, the first release, raw Buckley definitely is number one.
yeah. Michael says, "Is this peated?" Yeah, it almost doesn't feel like it, but it's that like white pepper smoke kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
that
not
white
that
pepper on
yeah,
the
it's
palate.
not that Ella Pete is something like we call it smoky, maybe little bit.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's super interesting. And of the Royal Warrant distilleries, it definitely flies under the radar more than the others. And forgot about the clocks changing everywhere. We had a few people caught up with the time zone changes last week, and
Okay,
I hopefully will not get caught out next week because that's an important one that I can't miss when I will be in Queensland. But yeah, Howard says very fruity, peat is subtle, very delicious. Yeah, it's a cracking whiskey. It's it's definitely a wow, but I can't explain why it's a wow. It just makes me happy. And I think
yes,
that's so good to find in a whiskey. But yeah.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, Leo's getting some peat on the edge of the nose, none on the finish. Yeah, super cool. Well, I am curious to see what the favorite of the night
yes, me
was.
too.
Yeah. Ralph, don't spoil it. Because I know that you can see people as they vote. But pick your top two favorite whiskies of the night. Um, and yeah, I'm really curious to see how this comes out. So in terms while that's going, I will let you guys know that The bottles have literally just landed in the warehouse. They are with us. We have them, uh, but they're not on the website yet. So you guys get first dibs if you would like a bottle of anything. I don't have the exact price list for you, but I know that the Great Abstract series is around 260-ish, something like that, 270-ish dollars a bottle.
Yes.
Um, the Maltman is 520-ish, something like that. And the first two are in the 300 to 400 range, I believe. Not 100% certain. But that's okie dokie because I'm not the person who you're going to have to message about a bottle. You're going to have to email Chris if you would like to place an order on a bottle, lock anything in, find out
Yeah,
any
he's still
additional.
online. He's still online. He's waiting for the orders.
Yeah, he's just sitting there by the computer waiting, twiddling his thumbs. But yeah, so if you would like to grab a bottle of anything, you get first dibs here on the beach in Fiji, which will
Yeah.
hopefully be me soon. But yeah, send him an email at chris@thewhiskylist.com.au and harass him about getting your hands on something. So I think, let me just do a quick count. Yep. I think that's pretty much everyone has voted. So I will end the poll and I will put a drum roll in here, please. And I think, Howard, your comment about whatever it is, I like it, really rung true. The Speyside came out on top,
Okay.
followed by a three-way tie of the Inchgower, Old Rhosdhu, and the Tamnavulin. Royal Brackla bringing up third place, and then no love for the Glenrothes, which I can understand. It was just like happy, happy whiskey to lead us into the rest, and also the first whiskey never gets love. But yeah, so super, super good work on that Speyside. Um,
Yeah, a
that
little bit surprise for me.
the Speyside came out first.
Yeah.
Ah, fair enough. Well, I think, look, the more I go in my career, the more I'm like, I like bourbon cask, where it shows a distillery character. But deep down, I just want a sweet sherry situation that will make me happy and satisfies the sugar rush from my brain. But yeah, very, very cool. Yes, Howard as well. We did have a small sample size with a
Yes.
small group. I'm curious to see what people who are watching back on the replay think. Would love them to put their favorites in the comments of the YouTube video. Uh, but yeah, the Glenrothes and Royal Brackla, I think, were number 3 and 4 for Michael. Yeah. Uh, Glenn enjoyed the Speyside on Friday, and today was the same. Yep.
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 I definitely see that vibe. But yeah, thank you so, so much, everyone who joined us this evening. And big thanks to Raf for joining us.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I'll be seeing Raf next weekend up in Brisbane. So if anyone is Queensland based, which I don't think anyone in here is, but yeah, we will catch you there. Otherwise, thank you so, so much, guys, for joining us at tonight's virtual tasting. We'll hopefully see you at the next one, which is the Whiskeyland one, or we'll see you at a future tasting. We've still got plenty left to do before the year is out, which I cannot believe we're almost at the end of the year. What the hell happened? So,
Yeah, I think tonight I think we don't got so many people yet because of weather, because of the thing. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
weird.
a little bit a small announcement. So we will have a very good tasting before Christmas. I think Oli is his planning on it, and then is probably is a biggest tasting ever. Everything is over 30 years old. So yeah, so it's gonna be a very reasonable price. So hopefully we can we can just have a little bit like festival party before Christmas.
Well, I'm very excited about this because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. We will chat after this tasting wrap all about that. I'm super duper excited. But yes, keep your eye out for that tasting coming up.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, behind the scenes. But yeah, thank you everyone. Have a wonderful night and we will catch you next time. Take care.
Yeah. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Thank you.